Hello, Unity of Livonia. So sorry. Unity of Livonia. So happy to see you. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. Here we go.
Good morning. This has been one of those days. So, how about if everyone just takes a wonderful deep breath for us and breathes out? Because we need to do that. It's like, where's the key? Where's the mic? Where's the this? Where's the that? Oh, no, that's not here. Okay, so yes. So, I'm going to take that breath and thank you for collectively breathing with us and for us. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Judy Cole, and I'm going to be your platform assistant this morning. And we have Mike and Stacy and Annie that have been involved in all of this morning. Annie's still on the run. So, yes. Well, whether you are joining us in person in the sanctuary or watching from home, welcome to Unity of Livonia. If you're in the sanctuary this morning, please remember to silence your cell phone so as not to disrupt the service today. We would like to extend a special welcome to any newcomers joining us this morning for the first time. We hope that your experience here nurtures you and provides you with a strong sense of Spirit's presence. If you are here in person, please be sure to fill out the information card in the welcome packet that you received on your way in. If you do not receive one, please raise your hand so that the ushers can bring one to you now. The information card can be placed in the offertory basket. If you're joining us from home, visit us on our website at www.unityoflivonia.org and send us a note letting us know that you visited. This will help us get to know you better and allow you to keep informed through our newsletter to special events here at Unity of Livonia. Now, please join in as we sing our call to worship.
All right, everybody, let's stand up and move around. Clap your hands. All right. You all know this one. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes. Woo. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. 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 I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right.
Based in Christianity, UNIT welcomes all individuals, regardless of race, color, creed, or sexual identity, to join us in celebrating their truth and Spirit's presence in the universe. Please join me now in our interfaith prayer. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ shines through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. During this ever-changing time, Unity believes it's important to recognize the unique journey being made by each of our neighbors, regardless of their physical proximity to our human selves. Remember your fellow human beings around the world, next door, and those without a dedicated bed or roof as we share a prayer for our neighbors. The light of God surrounds our neighbors in the peace and harmony of oneness. The love of God enfolds our neighbors with kindness, compassion, and love. The power of God protects our neighbors as they take their next brave steps in life. The presence of God is within our neighborhood, always and in all ways, and so it is. Mashallah, shalom, amen, namaste. Now please join me in affirming Unity of Livonia's mission and vision statements. Our vision, as spirit in action, we celebrate a world awakened to love. And our mission, we inspire and empower individual transformation through positive prayer, education, and service. And now I'll read from the Daily Word. The Daily Word for September 22nd is healing. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm wholeness. Wholeness is my true nature. Even if I am facing a health challenge, divine life is active in every cell of my body. Knowing this truth, I hold healing thoughts and speak life-affirming words, while making sure to give my body the rest, nourishment, and care that will help it heal. I refuse to allow thoughts of sickness or weakness to grow in my consciousness. I seek support among friends and family who share my belief in wholeness. As I have been supported, I offer my support. I feel honored when I am asked for a healing prayer. I look beyond the appearance of illness, and with faith-filled vision, I behold and affirm the wholeness that is seeking to express more completely in the lives of those for whom I pray. And from John chapter 5, verse 6, when Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" Okay, well, we have a guest speaker today. Okay, so it's Brett. He's kind of a guest speaker, but we feel like he's family here. He's been with us so many times. For those of you that don't know Brett, he's an inspirational speaker, a meditation teacher, and a retreat facilitator. And he's been practicing meditation for over 32 years. He speaks at many unity and interfaith churches throughout Michigan. And there's a similar thread in his talks to let go of the false self so that the true self can be revealed. Please join me in welcoming Brett Koon today, who's going to lead us in meditation. Brett.
Thanks, Judy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So nice to be back here again. And I guess it was a surprise to you. So I'm going to read something. The title of my talk today is Stop Waiting for Happiness. So I'm going to read something. I Googled that to see what would come up, and an article came up that was called Stop Waiting for Happiness. So she starts off, her name is Chloe Rain, and she starts off with a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, if you're familiar with him, a Zen Buddhist monk who passed not too far back. Beautiful, beautiful heart, Nobel Peace Prize winner. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. She goes on to say, and hopefully I'll be able to read this without my glasses. I left them in my car here. We tend to think that there will be a point on the horizon that once we reach, we will have finally arrived. But there is no such point out there on the horizon. The only point you ever have any power or control of is this moment. This moment, the one you're in right now. Instead, we make ourselves jump through hoops before we allow ourselves satisfaction or self-accolade. Because of this, we often put ourselves and our happiness off until the future. My personal hang-up has always been that when I meet my soulmate and get married, then I will be truly happy and fulfilled. I know my life has purpose, and there was a reason for the longing even after this time. But the truth is, I have known many soulmates in my life. My relationships have gotten me progressively healthier and more rewarding, and all of them have taught me something about myself. No matter what the destination of or timing of our arrival, life always seems to have its challenges. Sometimes I see and feel so much suffering in those around me. I wish I could do something to take it away. I've learned, however, that it isn't what's best for us. It's in the long run, taking away someone else's suffering will only create more suffering for me and for them. Perhaps this is the most important lesson one can learn. We must learn to release our own suffering for ourselves. There is only one person who can take your suffering away, and that one person is you. It's best to understand and embrace this about life as early on as possible. There will always be challenges. There will always be opportunity for growth and change. There will always be infinite possibilities and potentialities available in us every moment. When you start living from this place of acceptance, we open for ways in which we could not have imagined. So I invite you just to close your eyes, and we'll do meditation. And Mike, if you would join me, please. And just taking in a nice deep breath. And just letting go any of your troubles, any of your worries. Meaning letting go of all the past and letting go of what might happen, our fears of what might happen in the future. And I invite you just to sink into this beautiful, perfect moment right here and right now. And just allowing your body to be fully supported by the floor, by the chair, and if you're open for it, by God. And just giving this whole meditation over to God. In fact, giving everything over to God. Sometimes we can struggle with this. I don't know if I'm ready to let go of this or give this over. So my invitation to you is, can you do it just for the short time we're together today? And see and feel what it's like to not carry any burdens around in your day, knowing that God has all of them. The truth is, you are absolutely beautiful and perfect, exactly the way you are. Well, Brad, you don't know me. You don't know what I've done. You don't know what I think. You don't know what I feel. Well, in some ways, it's true, I don't know you, and in other ways, I do. I know the truth of who you are, that which is beyond any of the past and any of the future. It doesn't have a future or past. It has this beautiful, perfect moment where the truth of you resides and the truth of God resides, because you are one and the same. And so I'm just inviting you right now just to bring your awareness to your breath. And you'll notice that the breath is happening all by itself. It actually doesn't need you to be involved. All I'm asking for is you simply be aware of the breath. Just notice it. And your breath might be shallow, it might be deep, it might be fast, it might be slow. Whatever it is, simply notice it. And you might have a thought or two come in. Fine, that's perfect. Just notice the thought. You don't need to fight against it, no matter whether your mind would describe it as good or bad. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to try to get rid of it. Simply notice it, and as soon as you do, come back to being aware of your breath. This beautiful, juicy breath that always brings us back to the present moment when we become aware of it. It doesn't have to be just right here. Anytime during the day you're noticing you're stressed, just become aware of that, and then immediately just come back to being aware of your breath. And notice how it brings you right back to this beautiful, perfect moment. And for this day, I wish that you could be gentle and compassionate for your humanness, knowing that we're each doing the best we can. And just taking another nice deep breath in and coming back into this space and time. Namaste.
With a smile and a song, life is just like a bright sunny day. Your cares fade away, and your heart is young. With a smile and a song, all the world seems to awaken anew, rejoicing with you as the song is sung. There's no use in grumbling when raindrops start tumbling. Remember you're the one who can fill the world with sunshine. When you smile and you sing, everything is in tune and it's spring, and life flows along with a smile and a song. There's no use in on grumbling when raindrops come tumbling. Remember you're the one who can fill the world with sunshine. When you smile and you sing, everything is in tune and it's spring and life flows along with a smile and a song. With a smile and a song.
Wow, how absolutely beautiful that was on both your parts. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Peggy and I were talking. I speak quite often at Port Huron, Unity of Blue Water there. They don't have music there, and it's just so much easier when, you know, you have people putting you in your hearts to prepare the talk. So thank you for that. The title of the talk, as I had mentioned, is Stop Waiting for Happiness. I've been a culprit of this, and as you've all heard before, I'm sure we teach what we most need to learn, so I'm speaking to myself as much as anybody today. Let's see, I think it was about 4 weeks ago tomorrow that I thought I was strong enough to lift a piano. I was not. And one slipped disc later, I heard the pop, I definitely felt it. And so I'm in the healing process. But it was a really good experience for me. And once I say that now, you know, after I got past the first initial about hour of it. But it was a good experience for me because it really inspired me to take better care of myself. And in taking better care of myself, I felt God contributed to me more. And the truth is, God's always contributing to us. Grace is always there. It's just a matter of whether we are allowing God's grace into our lives. And so as I was doing that, I just really end up getting some beautiful hits, if you will, some inspiration, some aha moments. And one of those was of just how I have been waiting for so many things to happen in order to experience the joy of life. And I'm going to stop right there just for a second because I want to talk a little bit about joy or happiness. We might watch the football games, you know, enjoy that. We might go to the lake camping. We might go to a concert. All wonderful things, and we can certainly have a fun time there. But I'm not talking about that. Because all the things that are happening outside of ourselves are all fleeting moments, right? We're happy today, you know, it finishes 10 minutes maybe we get an hour out of it, you know. Maybe we win the lottery, we might get a good week out of it, I don't know. But it's all fleeting moments, and it's not a sustaining happiness. I'm talking about stop waiting for the joy that's already here in this moment. Now you say, well, I don't know, Brett, you know, I don't know about joy right now, this moment, you know, I'm taking care of my mom and my best friend's got cancer, or maybe you do, you know, I don't know what it is. And so we are waiting for something to heal or be fixed in order to choose joy. My thing was, for a long time, my path has really been committed to just waking up to the truth of who I am. You guys know that from my talks, or if you've done any of my workshops or retreats, and many of you have in here, you know, that has been my main focus, which I love. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all else shall be added unto you. That is my that is my go-to, so that is my focus. But in doing my focus, which is wonderful, I really kind of set certain things to the side. Like I've always done pretty good taking care of my health, but I didn't do as good as I could because after all, I know from my teacher saying this, and who was an awakened teacher, and in fact, a few of them have said, when you really awaken, all your health comes into alignment because you no longer have conflicting thoughts that are contributing to unhealthy manifestations in your life. So I'm like, okay, I'm good enough right now. I don't really need to worry about having enough money. I know I've got more money going out than is coming in, but when I awaken, it'll all be okay. I don't know how many things I have done that with. And my wife, it was not happy with her job, and so we were talking about, she does something called the emotion code, which is beautiful work of releasing past emotions and healing work, and I was really wanting her to dive into this. She got certified. I'm like, you got certified for a reason, go for it, And she said, because I was encouraging her to leave her job, and she said, yeah, we've done this so many times, though, where we're, like, it'll all work out, And there's that fine line, right, between having trust and faith and also being responsible, maybe in some ways. I'm more of a trust and faith kind of guy, but that's got me into trouble when I haven't done what I needed to do as well. So, in any case, she gave her 2-week notice. And then I noticed my fears start coming up. It's like, because as I'm going through this lesson, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking everything's going to be okay again. And because after all, awakening will happen soon. I don't know the right word. I know the feeling I have. It's like, I'm so tired of waiting. I'm so tired of waiting. In fact, I'm done with waiting. I'm done with waiting because this moment is so juicy and wonderful. I went to Bali, which some of you know. I went with Patricia, and I went there. And on my way there, I'm riding in the plane, and I am at the last 7.5 hours of the leg of the plane, the flight. And I'm sitting next to somebody that I didn't even realize he didn't speak the whole time. And finally, at the last half hour, we ended up having this conversation. I'm like, oh my God, this person is actually awake. And I was sitting there, and he was very quiet. And we end up in this conversation, and I was saying, yeah, I was going to lead a meditation retreat. And he said, oh, yeah, wonderful, and I love meditation. I said, well, you're welcome to join us, I thought maybe he has something to get from it, but it was me who had something to get from it, And but he just kept telling me, he said, afterwards, after I discovered it, he said, I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. And every time I talk with him, because we keep in touch, he just keeps saying, I'm just so happy. And I said to him, Fernando, what would you suggest for me? He said, just stop waiting, Brett. Stop waiting, And so I was getting different messages about stop waiting. So now it's like, okay, I told God, I said, okay, I'm ready. I have my business of speaking, teaching meditation, leading retreats, and I absolutely love that. But to be honest with you, it's not enough income for me, and I want to do my part. I'm partially retired. I take Social Security, but it's still not enough income. And I'm like, I need to take responsibility for my life here. And I've been waiting for something to shift, to bring, no, stop waiting, please. I'm saying that for me. I'm seeing you, me and all of you. Stop waiting. So I'm like, all right, God, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Put me where I need to be. Put me in the job I need to be. Because in my mind, it's like, I'm retired. I don't have to do any of those jobs, And the truth is, I do want and choose a job that is going to be in alignment with my path. But guess what? God's involved in all of it. It can't be anything but your path. God is going to line you up. You just need to open up to manifesting something in a different way. And I wasn't open for that before because I had my thoughts. It will show up, and I wasn't putting any effort forth. So I just said to God, okay, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. Put me where I need to be. Within a matter of, I think it was 3 days, I had 3 more talks that came in. And then I also had the inspiration that I'm ready to go around leading workshops at some of the places I speak at again. So, it was always there. It was always there. It just needed to be, communicated within myself, or not even communicated, but become aware and to make that choice. I'm also been waiting for certain health issues to take place. I had in my whole family, my mom, my sister, and my brother all had AFib, and I'm like, well, I do too much meditation, and I take too good a care of myself to get that. I got AFib. So, any case, it presented itself. Maybe it's hereditary kind of thing, I guess, but nonetheless, it forced me into making some choices again about taking better care of my life. And honestly, I'm so grateful for it. It put me in touch with a friend of mine who's an amazing healer and intuitive, and he has really challenged me. What David Data, if any of you are familiar, he's more part of a men's movement, but he once said, you have to have friends that are willing to flip over the rocks that you're not willing to look under. You hear that? You have to have someone that's willing to flip over those rocks that you're not willing to look under, those shadow sides, those dark parts that we call dark parts. It's really not a shadow side. It's just an issue that we have that we haven't been willing to look at. He's willing to look at that, sometimes a little too much, but, that'll be for another talk there. But in any case, he has challenged me as a friend, and he's not afraid. He's not afraid, not in a combative way, but he's not afraid to say anything to me. He will literally just say things. He goes, now this is going to really push your buttons. He'll like at least give me a little forewarning, right? And then he'll just, and literally one day I was standing next to him. He said, the last time I did this with somebody, they stopped being my patient. He said, but I want to do something with you. Are you okay with that? I said, yeah, and I have a lot of trust with him. So I'm standing right next to him, and he shoves me. And then I just gather myself, and he shoves me again, and he keeps shoving me. And he's like getting me in touch with something that's in the background, some kind of anger and frustration. And it really brought up the emotions for me, the tears in there. It's like getting shoved around in life, maybe, fighting it, resisting it. What are you going to do when we get shoved around? He had the insight, the wherewithal, and the courage and commitment as a friend to push me around, to push my buttons. It was hard to take him too seriously because I know he loves me, and I know it would be different if somebody else was pushing me around. I'd be like, come on, But I'm fortunate to have a friend like that. So really, when we talk about, stop waiting and choose happiness, what we're talking about really, this was alluded in the reading I did earlier, what we're really talking about is coming back to the present moment. What does that mean? We hear lots of it. Just be present, be present. What does that really mean? How do we actually do that? What it means is well, there's a few things. One, certainly we could say that it's not focusing on the past and what happened. Certainly that's one. Another thing is, of course, not getting caught up in the worries or fears of the future or the unknown. That would certainly be another. But also, it means embracing life as it is. Embracing life as it is. Life is going to present itself. And we might like it or we might not like it. Either way, it's going to present itself. And we really only have 2 choices with that. One choice is to either reject it and say, oh, I wish this never happened. I just want it to go away. And we'll go into prayer, God, help me get rid of this thing, And instead of just saying, okay, you know what? I know God, you're bringing me this for a reason, because everything is for a reason. God is always taking care of us, even though it looks like God is picking on us, right? God is always taking care of us, and God is saying, look, I'm just bringing this experience to you because it's the exact thing you need to awaken to who you are. Judy and I were talking a little bit earlier about politics. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into it, although some of you might want me to. But let's just acknowledge a lot of us have been pulled into the drama within the political world, the divisive approach to so many people, certainly in this country and throughout the world, really. But, the world is going through an awakening. There's a lot happening where people are waking up to who they are. And because of that, we need spirit to bring us experiences that challenge us as to our current way of thinking. That's just all it is. It's to challenge us. We think that we know the truth. I find, when I'm doing teachings, one of the first things I'll say is, would you just be willing to let go of everything you think you know? Just let go of all of it so that we can make room, create a little space for something else to present itself. And the next thing I'll say is, what follows that may be confusion. And a lot of times people will be feeling frustrated. I feel so confused. Perfect. I love when people are confused because they have just made room for something else to present themselves other than what they have believed the whole time, right? So those things are really necessary for us to take a look at and be willing to let go of our old ways of thinking, let go of our past and old programming so that something new can present itself. And that's all God is doing. So when we talk about entering into the present moment, we're talking about just accepting life as it is, not fighting it. You guys have all heard me talk about this quote before, many of you have, from Eckhart Tolle. Stress is wanting life to be different than what it is. If you want life to be different than what it is, you're just asking for trouble, honestly. You're asking for stress, there's going to be suffering. Or you can just say, all right, God, I don't know where this is going, but I trust that it's leading me in the right direction. And thank you for that. I do my best to give my life over to God, everything over to God. My finances, my wife, my son, my dog, all of it. And put me where I need to be. The more we can just truly give everything over to God, the more we can stop fighting against life and trusting and having faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. And it's not always easy. When we give our lives over to God, like the first time when I did that, when I really felt like I did it and just gave God everything, although I'm sure there's still things I'm holding onto that I'm just not conscious and aware of. But when I first gave over everything to God, I said, you bring me whatever experience you want to bring me. And then I go, ooh, do I really want that? Right? Because many of us are setting boundaries and trying to protect ourselves, It's like, this isn't okay, this isn't okay. I'm saying to God, everything is okay. And I feel a little emotional with that, to be honest with you. To say to God, you bring me whatever you want to. It can bring up fears. My fear was, what if I get in a car accident and, lose an arm or something? Or what if something happens to my family? All these thoughts begin to present themselves because what if, this is what's for my greatest good? I don't know what's for my greatest good. I truly don't know. From a personal perspective, I don't know. My soul does. My soul that's aligned with God knows. And I know for myself that the more I have relinquished my protection and given everything over to God, I feel a sense of relief and freedom. I feel a sense of relief and freedom knowing I don't need to control things. I don't need to try to figure things out. I don't need to try to steer life in a direction that my mind thinks it ought to go. It's a powerful, powerful thing to do that, to just give it over in its entirety. So if you really want to live in the moment, if you really want to stop waiting for happiness, I would invite you to do a few things. One is stop trying to figure out. Stop trying to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out. There is absolutely not one thing to figure out. You say, well, come on, Brett. Now, I've got finances I need to take care of, and I've got this relationship problem. I have all this stuff going on. When you give it over to God, all the solutions, all the experiences that are needed to lead you through this into your awakening will present themselves. And it's just a matter of being open for receiving that. So stop figuring out is one, stop fighting against life is another. There's nothing to fight against. Your choice again is either acceptance or rejection. If you reject life, you're going to get stressed and you're going to suffer. That's all there is to it. So, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to feel angry or frustration. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have feelings. It means you stay as the witness to those feelings. You stay as conscious awareness to those feelings. And as Jesus said, be in the world, not of it. Meaning like, notice everything. Be aware of everything going on in the world. You can be in it, but don't let it pull you into the movie of life. You're in the audience watching life. You're just a witness to the movie, but movies are really good, right? They make them emotional and they pull you in and they're like, no, you can't do that to him, And so it pulls us in intentionally. But when I'm watching movies, it's different for me these days. I'll notice how I get pulled in and I go, okay, come back to the breath, come back to the moment. And so it doesn't pull me in the way it has pulled me in because we're just a witness to life. That's all. That's all it's about. Let me think if there's anything else that I want to say about that. Life doesn't have to be hard. Life really doesn't have to be hard. God is truly taking care of all of us. Every single one of us, not just here, throughout the world, God is taking care of us. And the more you can just have your whatever you want to call it, your personal self or your ego self, just step to the side and get out of the way, the more you can allow God to shine through and express through you, it all gets easier. I'm always grateful to be here. I'm always grateful to see how people in here are just so interested in joy, right? Ultimately, we've all come to this planet because we want to be happy, right? Everybody wants to be happy. They might go through it in different ways. Maybe someone's greedy because they think if I have more money, then I'll be happy. Maybe somebody else is into power, and then they think that'll give me happiness. I'm inviting you to stop looking outside of yourself and go within. Every time you're falling into a pattern of stress or discomfort or, not happy in some way, the invitation is just to notice that and then just come right back to being aware of your breath and notice how the breath brings you back effortlessly to just the awareness itself. And that's all you need to do. I'm going to finish with this right here. As a speaker, sometimes, you guys know, I don't practice my words. Sometimes I literally go to a place and I say, what was I going to speak about today? I don't know the title sometimes, and so I have to look it up. I do that because I want God to be in charge. I want and you can call it your pure essence to be in charge. That's fine. They're one and the same. Just to give it over and to trust that what needs to come through will come through. And the more you can do that, the easier it is because I've noticed with being a speaker, I've tried to become a better speaker. Like, what can I say? Looking for words and stuff like that. And I find that there's only one thing for me to do, And that's just to be as present as I possibly can when I give this talk, and know that whatever needs to express through me, through you, through any of us, it will come through when we just allow that to happen and we're present to experience that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brett. So this song, I'm going to choose joy, be joy, express joy to all of you through song. This might be familiar to some of you. Sing, sing a song. Sing out loud, sing out strong, sing of good things, not bad. Sing of happy, not sad. Sing, sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Sing, sing a song. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing with me. Sing. Sing a song. Sing out loud. Sing out strong. Sing of good things, not bad. Sing of happy, not sad. Sing, sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Sing, sing a song. La 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 la. La 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 again. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing a song. Thank you. You guys are great.
Who's not smiling out there? Thank you so much. Okay, now it's time for our prosperity celebration. And I think it goes up there, right? Okay, let's see here. Divine love as me blesses and increases all that I give, all that I receive, all that I have, and all that I am. For God is my source, and abundance is my nature. To make a contribution from home, follow directions on your screen. If you are present with us in the sanctuary, feel free to leave your offering in one of the baskets being passed by our ushers. And please join us as we sing our offertory song.
There is more than enough in the universe that God created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in God's image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I'd go without? When God's abundance is here for me now, I need not worry the when or the how. God's infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is God's infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever we choose to do, God's infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough.
Beloved, thank you so much. You are so incredibly generous to all of us. We're fortunate to have food on our tables, a house over our heads, and clothes on our backs. And really, this is all we need to choose joy and to choose abundance. We pray that you use these gifts in the greatest way, Father, to spread them in the world, to bring peace, to bring joy, to bring love, to bring truth to our hearts. We thank you for everything that you give. Thank you for everyone in giving whatever you were able to give. We are so grateful for all of that. Amen.
Okay, thank you. I would like to share some announcements with you. First is to shift your prosperity consciousness by attending Reverend Cindy's new 10-week class based on the book Rich Life, Holy Life. Learn how to awaken into and live your most prosperous life. Join us in person on Tuesdays, October 1st to December the 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. in Friendship Hall.